Have you ever experienced that Rocket League high where everything seems to be going just perfectly? You're on that 7-game win streak and just 2 games away from securing your Grand Champion rewards, only to encounter this one team that hands you your first loss and break that streak. No stress. But then, you queue against them in the next game and they beat you again. Then, queue into another team only to lose once more before you spiral back down to Champion 3. Add in the fact that every teammate you seem to be paired up with also wants to blame you for every little mistake you make, only to make you even more frustrated in the process and not wanting to play the game anymore. Hey, I'm Jack. I've been playing Rocket League since 2016 and continue to be deeply passionate about this game that I love so much. In today's video, I'm going to share some reasons why your mindset can actually affect your rank in Rocket League. I'll break the video up into 3 parts: mindset in Rocket League, an example on the power of mindset in Rocket League, and how you can shift your mindset. Let's get into it. When we look at it, the definition of mindset is the established set of attitudes held by someone. And usually, when we're trying to learn something, can often split into 2 different mindsets. Either a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. A person who utilizes the growth mindset has the belief that both intelligence or skill in any field can be improved on with effort. If we use Rocket League as an example, this is the mindset that anyone, no matter what skill level or whenever they started the game, can actually hit the rank of champion. Now on the opposite side, you have a fixed mindset. People in the fixed mindset often believe that others are born with certain intelligence or skill. So again, using Rocket League as an example, this means that they believe only certain people are born to hit the champion rank in Rocket League. Now, we as Rocket League players often bounce back and forth between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. But there's one thing that I also must mention. It's important to know that the growth mindset is not some magical pill people take to soar past champion and hit supersonic legend. What it is though is a powerful lens on how you can view the world of Rocket League, and also improve your chances at winning more games. It's very clear that we see different mindsets taken by players in the Rocket League community. For example, being in a competitive match down by 1 goal and your teammate wanting to forfeit already. Or hearing those stories about players who continue to lose the game, but then going on to say that training's too hard so they're not going to waste any time on it. And a classic, those blaming their teammates and being the reason why they aren't ranking up in the game, often leading to them also being toxic towards others in the community. And can you guess what all 3 of these examples have in common? They're all players stuck in a fixed mindset. These examples also show why players have such a set attitude on the way they see the game of Rocket League. Players with a fixed mindset can often be negative and dismissive of others, only able to see the game from one point of view, and may result in them losing more games. Whereas players who use a growth mindset are often positive and motivated, using the results of a game as a chance to learn and do better in the next, potentially leading them to winning more games as a result. I know at times I find myself stuck in a fixed mindset, seeing my opponents execute these mechanics and score the craziest goals, but throughout a majority of my time solo queuing the game, have found that I need to be in a growth mindset to even stand a chance at winning. Looking back at it now, I feel like a majority of my losing streaks were as a result of me being stuck in a fixed mindset and not wanting to change a thing. What mindset do you find you take when playing Rocket League? Let me know down in the comments below. When brainstorming the idea of this video, I tried to find a clear-cut example on the power of mindset in this game, and it wasn't too long before I remembered a perfect example to use here. And that example is Cloud9 winning Season 6 of the Rocket League Championship Series. In their first series of the competition, they were defeated by Weedham Girls 3-2 and knocked down to the lower bracket on day 1 of the competition. They then went on to win 5 series in a row in the lower bracket to come up against Dignitas in the finals, where they managed to accomplish a bracket reset and then go on to defeat them. It's also important to note that Dignitas had an undefeated season in the lead up to the World Championships too. This example of Cloud9 winning Season 6 of RLCS shows how critical mindset was to surviving in the lower bracket. Don't forget the added elements of competing in a live environment with a crowd, and this added pressure of teams falling from the upper bracket desperate to keep their journey alive too. I doubt Cloud9 wouldn't have lasted too long in the lower bracket if all 3 players were stuck in a fixed mindset. It was clear from day 2 onwards that Cloud9 were in a growth mindset and would view each series game by game and play by play, with each little effort from each player contributing to the overall result and getting them to that final. Another element to consider here is also opponents potentially falling into a fixed mindset when playing Cloud9 during the series. To this day, I still feel like Cloud9 winning Season 6 of RLCS is one of the most remarkable wins a team has ever achieved in this competition. For us as players, it's important that we're in the right mindset before hitting our competitive matches. If you're not feeling Rocket League on a certain day, why not just try casual for a bit of time or jump into free play to work on some mechanics? Trust me when I say this as well, because being in the wrong mindset can often lead to extreme losing streaks and often getting tilted in the process. Check in with yourself before making that decision to hit that competitive button, and start with taking the growth mindset approach from here. Now, I want you to not focus directly on the results of your games, but the process of them. So, that may look like you being able to execute a new mechanic in the game, or seeing that kickoff practice has finally paid off with you nailing that fast kickoff, and even making that tough save to keep your team in the game. The growth mindset is about seeing the effort you're making and seeing that translate into your games. Don't get too disheartened either if you're not seeing things click straight away. It does take some time for all that training and that practice you've been putting in to reflect into your games. Eliminate any aspects of your environment that may impact on your mindset. That includes potentially turning off quick chat in the game, not joining the voice chat with your teammates, and even turning off seeing your rank or your MMR display on the screen if you're on PC. Take time out both during and after your games to analyze yourself. You can use goal replays as an opportunity to process what you could have done better in a situation if your opponents have just scored on you. And also after the game, while you don't need to go into the replay after every single one of them, just taking a chance to actually debrief and go through what worked well during the game and what didn't work so well is a great opportunity to build that growth mindset to further support your rise up the ranks in Rocket League. Also, play the game until the ball drops completely on the ground. Sometimes we get a bit comfortable once we start to take a lead in a game, but need to remember that opponents can be quick to ignite a comeback, so always being switched on throughout the entirety of the game. Absorb and process your failures throughout this game. Don't be afraid to ask yourself those hard questions too. What led to you losing the game? What can you take from this loss and do better in your next game? Sometimes I find myself falling to the habit in thinking that everything's going along pretty smoothly and I don't need to really reflect on anything during my games. However, that's also when I start to notice a plateau in my rank and not seeing myself improve any further. Reflection also can complement a growth mindset in wanting to always strive for improvement in this game. And to finish off this part of the video, knowing when you need to take a break and stop. Sometimes I try to play through my own tilt and that just makes things worse. I start to get frustrated at my teammates, start yelling, and it just all turns very toxic in my mind and not conducive to wanting to improve at the game and rank up. Taking a break doesn't mean you need to completely stop playing the game. I find myself, whenever I'm getting tilted, go into an exhibition match against 4v1 all-star bots, playing a game of Rumble against them to get my mind off of everything. At the end of the day, it is just a video game after all. So there we have it. Many players actually don't realize how much of an impact their mindset can have on a game of Rocket League, and ultimately, their rank. While a growth mindset won't be the solution to everything, it helps you establish a set of attitudes when you go into a game of Rocket League and sink your teeth into your competitive matches. Lastly, I just wanted to say a big thank you to you all for hitting that subscribe button. While it doesn't sound like a lot in the grand scheme of things, hitting 100 subscribers has really been a monumental achievement for me after putting almost a year into restarting an entire YouTube channel. It's also amazing to read so many nice comments from you all, so I just wanted to take the time out to say thank you and that I really appreciate you all for being here on this journey with me. Want to hear about what I've learned after 5,000 hours of playing Rocket League? Click on this video to find out. I'm Jack, and I'll see you next video. Catch ya!